Some of you guys don't know how to boycott, so let's do this in steps. Number one, McDonald's have released a collaboration with an anime called Jujutsu Kaisen. They basically released some sauces that you get when you buy the meal. And I know there's going to be some edgy teenagers in my comments be like, womp womp bro, or put the fries in the bag bro. Look, I get it, your parents didn't raise you properly, you've not got enough love, so you're edgy online. Let's move on from that. So people will be like, I'm still going to buy it because I love Jujutsu Kaisen. One, are you so in love with capitalism that you're going to buy just rubbish food for a packet of sauce to get a little picture? Two, McDonald's is still on the BDS list. People will be like, oh, but they bought out their franchisee in Israel who was giving the stuff to the IDF. Well, one, it's still on the BDS list. If they take it off the BDS list, great, go for it. But it's still on the BDS list. The BDS list is put together by just a collection of Palestinians and other academics and cooperatives to decide the list. Number two, they then say stuff like, oh, well, if you have an Apple phone already, you don't care about Palestinians or people in Congo or Sudan. You already had the phone before people started boycotting them. If you decide to get rid of the electronic and then replace it with another electronic that is, using the exact same parts as the one you just got rid of, it defeats the purpose because you already have the thing. You don't get rid of it to replace it with something else. Sure, if your phone needs replacing, get rid of it and replace it with probably a second-hand phone or maybe a company that ethically sources their things. That's great. Don't get rid of the thing you already own, especially because that's waste. And we know electronic waste is a very big issue that we're not talking enough about. Number three, there'll be people being like, well, my cousin's brother's uncle's sister's nephew is boycotting this thing. And yeah, there are a lot of things to boycott and certain people will follow certain lists. If the person says to you, I'm following the BDS list, but I'm also going to boycott other things as well, that's fine. These lists, like the BDS list, are specifically targeting companies for maximum effectiveness. If you want to also boycott other stuff, that's fine. I'm also boycotting everything by Coca-Cola or PepsiCo that aren't necessarily on the BDS list. Moving on from that, there's also people who are like, oh, well, your taxes are going to Israel and you're not boycotting your taxes and you're not moving, you don't care about Palestine. Boycotts are most effective when they're done as a collective. If it was a collective movement of being like, let's stop paying our taxes, you would get involved. That's exactly what they did with the poll tax. It was a mass collective movement. However, that's not been organized yet. If you're having one individual not paying their taxes, it's a lot easier for the police to come and arrest that one individual for not paying their taxes. Furthermore, in the UK at the very least, since the poll tax thing, it's harder to not pay your taxes. So once that becomes a mass movement, yes, get involved and do that. But, it's not something you do right now because it's not a mass movement for one. And two, you will get put in jail, even by the Labour government. You will be put in jail for not paying your taxes. And that's not going to help you effectively organise to help Palestine. If you're going to talk about boycotts, please learn about them. Talk to people who participated in the anti-apartheid boycott of South Africa. That will help. And two, do your reading about this. Look into it. Don't talk about things if you don't understand them because you're confusing people more.